My question is, we all know what Labour's policy is on council tax, which is to tinker with the edges of the present system. In other words, more of the same. But my real question is to the SNP and Lib Dems. Why, after rejecting unanimously a very similar type of scheme for collection of council tax proposed by Tommy Sheridan in the Parliament on several occasions in the past, has it suddenly become a good idea and almost top of your agenda?
What percentage of the households in Scotland does she think have an earning of greater than £40,000 a year?
What I can tell you, because if you don't answer, if you don't know, it's maybe better just to say.
Answer the question. Because I know the answer.
Right, well, what I can tell you is that under our plans to get rid of water and sewerage, over 600,000 households would benefit, and that's huge.
Ah, really? Really? Well, I can tell you the answer, because under the Scottish Household Survey of 2 years ago, which is the latest figures we have, government figures, Scottish Parliament figures, 16% of Scottish households have an income of over £40,000 a year. Now, that means that 84% have an income of less than that. Now, this was supposed to be the break-even point for local income tax versus council tax. What do you think of that under these circumstances? It's a nonsense. The fireman and nurse scenario is a nonsense.
What I've got to say makes sense, but in our area where I come from, Easter House, if you've got a nice boat, it's a status symbol to some of the young people. You know what I mean? If they're going to school and they've got a nice boat, they're a big man. That's a part. It used to be if you had a social worker, it was a status symbol. Now it's a nice boat. And what you want to do is put more polos on the street. The polos come when everything's away. She was sat yesterday and had to phone me, somebody's door was getting kicked in underneath them. Where was the police? Did anyone phone them? I don't know. Where was all the CCTV cameras? I don't know. And they turned up 2 years after the trouble. And then, once they went away, the hassle all started again. What are you going to do about it?
You know, what I have found with our social justice, the perpetrator has been shown more consideration than the victims. Now it's high time something was done about this. As a pensioner, I find anything that I have organised, unless I have transport to take my people to where they want to go in the evening, they will not come out on their own. Now this is the 21st century. My God, what kind of government, what kind of people have we got that can't make sure that we are safe on our own streets?
Stop selling off our greenland and our parks where children can go out and play, and the community centres, etc. Stop charging the amount that you do for children to go to schools for brownies and such like. You're sort of pricing them out of the place they can't afford it. And I think it's very important that if these children had all these scouts, brownies, the youth clubs, we wouldn't have all this problem.
Hello there, I'm on behalf of the Scottish Dementia Working Group, and I need to get my glasses out to the question. Could the panel please say whether the Bank is prepared to make dementia a national priority for the new Parliament? As 1 in 90 Scots have dementia, and the vast majority of our age over 65. By 2031, 1 in 50 Scots will have dementia. As well as affecting nearly 60,000 people in Scotland, dementia affects the family carers, and current services are way below what's needed, and a new investment of at least £15 million is needed straight away, right now.
Broaden this a little bit. So many voluntary sector people are having to close the things they're working on. The lady in front spoke about the brownies and the guides and so forth. But the elderly people, like the lady along here, we we cannot get the funding which is required. At the same time, the government in their wisdom are asking the voluntary sector to do ever more work for them. At the same time as they're doing that, they're cutting the funding to the voluntary sector drastically. Now you cannot have both. You either have statutory help or you have voluntary help. Both of them have to be paid for and you have to decide which one.
Is that the Labour government within the past 10 years has systematically within the housing estates and bit by bit closed every community resource down. Shona, would you dare shake your head at me because I was in charge of a project for 15 years that worked specifically with the community, the young people, the elderly and families. Go back to your history, look back the way you put us back in the same position you put us in the 40s and the 50s when you created housing estates. You created houses with nothing else. You've now got to put the trust in the people in the community. We've got the problems. We've allowed you to try and solve those problems. You haven't done it. It's just got worse and worse and worse. Give us the Strathclyde Regional Council did. Give us the money to handle our own problems and to create our own community resources. And please go back. Don't dare shake your head when I know every community centre in Easter House has been closed down. Every community group, from 400 to maybe 4. You explain that to me. My council tax money would be well spent in resources for everybody in this room and I wouldn't be batting an eyelid. But I'm sick tired watching it going for you to pay your professionals, your consultations and all the rest of it. It's costing millions and millions and millions and you're looking at these people are coming